G'day. In today's episode I'm going to show you some completed blocks from these two projects, progress on this and some others, and so much more. G'day, my name is Sean and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. Come see what I've been working on, what I completed, and all the other fun and exciting news. Let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. The first thing I want to show you is some progress on Chapter 9, the final assembly of the 100 Acre Woods by East Quilting Co. I'm so excited, the fabric is now finally cut out. All this beautiful background fabric, that took forever. Along with this, which didn't take quite so much forever. I haven't done a whole lot of sewing on this yet because I just finished it late last night, but we have done some of the leaves, and it's coming in 3 different options. And then this one here, which looks remarkably similar to this, it's slightly different. But I'm hoping by this time next week we'll see a lot more progress on this. I think it's going to go together fairly quickly. I believe that the cutting part was going to be the most intense part there as well. And then hopefully in the next week or two we'll actually get to see the completed quilt top on this one here. Next up is some progress on Toasty. Well, it's kind of like progress. So Toasty is a kit by Legit Kits, and I actually bought my own fabrics for this, and I've been working on this on and off for about the last year or so. In the past I've had everything in Ziploc bags and in one of these little containers, and that's been working pretty well for me, although it does take some time to dig through and find the fabric that you want. So this week I've done something I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and that is to organize them into file folders. We are moving offices at work, and they were getting rid of a lot of file folders, and I asked if anybody wanted some, so I went ahead and grabbed a whole bunch of them, probably like 100, because it was there at a dumpster. And so what I've done now is I've put each of the labels on here, and inside each one I have just got the little plastic bags that the Ziploc bags I was using before, so I can just pull this out and use it and then put it straight back. So the joy of this is instead of having to dig through one of those buckets, I can just pull out whichever fabric I want and go from there. Now I don't have all the fabrics there, so I will have to go dig through some, for the smaller pieces I'll still dig through the bucket there because I'm just using scraps and not necessarily following the pattern 100%. But I think overall this process is going to make it a whole lot easier. If you do foundation paper piecing, especially Legit Kits, do you have a file folder system like this, or do you use something else? I'd love to hear there in the comments. And so that's what I have for my works in progress. As promised earlier in the episode, I do have some completed blocks that I'll show a little later in the episode. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do our week in review. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Go check out some of the earlier episodes and also say hi in the comments so we know we have a new friend. But what I do here is I just do a series of clips that I take during the week, most of me sewing, but also of any adventures we get up to. So I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody if you were gravitated towards traditional piecing, foundation paper piecing, or English paper piecing, and it was wonderful reading all the responses. And I think it was a nice mix, but I think traditional won just overall. But there's a lot of foundation paper piecing and English paper piecing people out there as well that really enjoyed both of those. I have not tried EPP yet, but I will hopefully try it at some point, but I need to get some stuff done first, because I heard once you do EPP, that's all you ever want to do. So kind of scared of that. Anyway, this week I thought it'd be fun to ask, what is your dream sewing machine, or if you have a certain feature or features that you'd like to have in your next sewing machine. For me, I don't necessarily have a machine that's kind of on my bucket list that I absolutely have to have. I'm very happy with the 2 that I have currently, but I think there's one feature that I would definitely want on future machines, and that is the thread snip cut feature that is currently on the Farf that I have. I never thought I would want it, but now that I have it, I think it'd be very difficult to go back to having a machine that's a primary one without it. What about you? What is your dream machine, or what features would you like or could not live without? So now it's time to talk about my goals. And last week I set a goal to do some progress on this project, which you'll get to see later on in the episode. This project, which you'll also get to see later on. And then also some progress on this one, which I showed you a little earlier in the episode. So I did pretty well with my goals this past week, which is not always the case. This week I thought my main focus is to try and get this one done, or as close as I can to it, because the second star to the right, which is the next saw along by East Quilting Co, is coming in this week sometime. I'm very eagerly awaiting for that to appear on my doorstep so I can get cutting on that one, because that one starts April 1st. There's still time to join in on those or any of the other projects that I've shown you so far as well, if you're at all interested. Now it is time for news and events, and I had one short come out, which was a quick overview of Clue 2 of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt by Cotton Cuts. If you want to see how it all came together, go check that out. It's a lot of fun there as well. And then yesterday morning I had my friend Donnell from, well, actually it was Saturday, today's Monday. So anyway, Saturday I had my friend Donnell from Donnell Stitchery join me. It was a lot of fun having her come back and join me again. She's always a wonderful guest. I got some work done on the Halloweenies block, which you get to see just a little bit, and she got some stuff done on her project as well, so which is good. This coming week, I'm not sure what videos I have coming out yet. That's still on the planning stage. But this Saturday morning, I'm going to have my good friend Russ from Quilt Meets World join me. We're just going to chat a little bit about what we've been up to, our trip to QuiltCon and that sort of thing there, and a lot of other fun stuff. We just never know what we get up to. So definitely join us for that. And as promised, it's now time to show you 2 completed blocks. I'm very excited that I actually got to finish 2 separate projects this week, or 2 separate blocks. You know, to me, you know, any block is a finished block. So first up is Dog Putt by Elizabeth Hartman. We've been working on the little pug over here, and after this we've only got the German Shepherd and the Beagle left to do, so we're very close to finishing this one. So the pug I've been working on for a couple of weeks. I think you got to see his face last time, but now he or she is now completely done, and so that one's fun, and I'm very excited to be able to be very close to finishing. It's been a wonderful project. I'll be sad when it's done, but there's so many other projects I want to get done that we do have to say goodbye to them once in a while. And then Halloweenies is the other one. We've been working on this one for a little while as well. We've been working on the Vampire Ween, who sits in a little pumpkin. You saw his face last week, and now Vampire Ween is all the way in his little pumpkin there as well. I had to use my good friend Jack a couple of times. I put stuff in the wrong spot, but that's totally on me. One of these days I will learn how to read instructions, but apparently today is not that day. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd love it if you hit that like button on the way out. Tell a friend. I always love hearing comments from my viewers. I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.